Hello students. Good morning my dear students. Welcome back to this online class learning. I hope that you all are safe and healthy at home. Myself, Johnsy teacher is going to teach you all one important and well-known topic for you all in grammar, that is subject, object and predicate. So let us see what we are going to study today in this grammar session. We are going to study about subject, its meaning and examples, object, its meaning and examples, and predicate, its meaning and examples. So we are going to study subject, object and predicate in detail in this grammar session. So let us get started. First we will start with subject. Subject in a sentence tells us about whom or what the sentence is about. In a sentence, the subject is a person or a thing that does the action. Hence, subject is the doer of the action. All the words in a subject form the complete subject. The complete subject has noun, pronoun, noun phrase. For example, Sam ate the ice cream. In the first sentence, who is performing the action? Who the sentence is about? Sam. So, Sam is the subject. And what is Sam doing? Eating. So, eating is the action. Sam is a noun over here. So, hence Sam is a subject. Then second sentence, Nikki loves playing badminton regularly. Who the sentence is about? Nikki. So, Nikki is a subject over here and Nikki is a noun. The third sentence, we are going out for dinner. Here, who the sentence is about? We. So, we is a pronoun over here and we is a subject. So, hence, in the first sentence, we saw that Sam is doing the action and hence Sam is a subject and Sam is a noun. In the second example, we saw that Nikki is performing the action. Hence, Nikki is a subject as well as noun. And the third sentence, we, we is doing the action. So, hence, we is a subject and it is a pronoun. So, students understood what is the subject? Subject is a person or a thing that does the action. That means subject is the doer of the action. Now let us study about object. The object is a person or a thing that receives the action of the subject. So object is a person or a thing that receives the action. It is not necessary that object should be a thing only. It can be a person, it can be a place, or it can be animal, it can be anything. So students, now let us see the example. Karthik is playing football. Here we can see that football is receiving the action of playing. So hence football is the object. In the second sentence, Jonathan is reading comic books. So here we can see that reading is the action. Who is receiving the action of reading? Comic books. So hence comic books is the object over here. And in the third sentence, mother is combing Suresh's hair. So here we can see that combing is the action. And who is receiving the action of combing? Suresh's hair. So hence Suresh's hair is a object over here. So students, you all understood what are object? Object is a person or thing that receives the action of the subject. And object is the receiver of the action. In the first sentence we saw that uh, football is receiving the action of playing. And the second sentence we saw that comic books is receiving the action of reading. And in the third sentence we saw that Suresh's hair is receiving the action of combing. So students, I hope that you are clear with what is object. Now let us see the difference between subject and object. In a sentence, subject is a person or a thing that does the action. Subject is called as the doer of the action. As we studied about subject, we studied already in the previous slide about subject. Then in the same sentence, object is a person or a thing that receives the action of the subject. Object is called as the receiver of the action. In the previous slide, we studied about object also. Now, in one sentence, how we should find a subject and an object, we will study with the help of the examples. So, first example is Radha feeds the baby. So here, who is performing the action? First, we have to identify the action. What is the action given over here? Feeds. So who is performing the action? Radha. So hence, Radha is the subject as she is doing the action of feeding. Whereas, who is receiving the action over here? Baby. Baby is the receiver of the action. So hence, baby is the object over here. Now, in the second example, the boys played well and won the trophy. So, here we can see that with what is the action over being done over here? Played. So, who is doing the action of playing? Boys. So, hence, boys is the subject, as subject means the doer of the action. So, boys is doing the action of playing, whereas uh, object also answers the question what or whom. So here we can see that this sentence that is trophy is the object over here. It gives the answer to the question what the boys won. Yes, trophy. So hence trophy is the object over here, and object trophy is receiving the action of won. So what did the boys won? Trophy. So hence trophy is the object over here. So students understood what is subject and object and how to find subject and object in the same sentence. Now let us study about predicate. Predicate tells us what the subject does. All the words in a predicate form the complete predicate. A complete predicate has verb or verb phrase plus all the words after the verb or verb phrase. So let us see the example. First one, you and I are learning about sentences. In this sentence, we can see that are learning is a verb phrase. That is, our learning is a verb phrase, and the words following after the verb phrase about sentences, this full makes a predicate. That is, our learning about sentences makes a predicate in a sentence. In the second example, we can see that Ram the tailor is stitching my dress for the fancy dress competition. First, we have to identify the verb or verb phrase. So, here we can see that is stitching is a verb phrase over here, and the words followed after that, my dress for the fancy dress competition, is called as the predicate. So, the full is stitching my dress for the fancy dress competition is a predicate, as predicate involves a verb or a verb phrase with all the words following after a verb or a verb phrase is called as a predicate. Now the third sentence we can see. Dinah sings a melodious song. Here we can see that sings is a verb. That is, Dinah is performing the action sing. So sings is a verb, and uh, and predicate means a verb plus all the words after the verb. Sings a melodious song. So sings a melodious song is called as a predicate. So students understood what is predicate. So a complete sentence has two parts, that is subject and predicate. So subject, we have to first identify subject and then we have to identify the predicate. Predicate means the rest of the sentence after the subject, and it is complete predicate means verb or verb phrase plus all the words after that till the full stop. So students understood what is predicate. So students, I hope that you have found this grammar session very interesting and very easy. So students, what did we learn today? Today we learned about subject, its meaning and examples. Then we studied about object, its meaning and examples. Then we studied about the difference between subject and object. And lastly, we studied about predicate, its meaning and example. So students, I hope that you have understood all these topics of this grammar session very well, and I hope that you enjoyed this grammar session well. So students, thank you for watching thank you for watching. Take care, be safe and stay healthy.